أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول حي على حي على حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا واغفر لنا بحقك يا رحمن يا رحيم يا ملك يا قدوس يا حافظ يا الله الأول الله الآخر الله الظاهر الله الباطن الله خيره وشره من الله تعالى أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا حبيب الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيد الأولين والآخرين اشف لنا يا شفيع المذنبين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. قال الله تعالى في كتاب العزيز أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فوسوس إليه الشيطان قال يا آدم هل أدلك على شجرة الخلد وملك لا يبلى صدق الله العظيم. Allah Ta'ala says, and the shaitan lied to Adam alayhi salam, and he said, O Adam, shall I lead you to a tree of immortality and riches which decay not? I talked about Shaitan al-Ain last time, and I hope to continue talking about it today. What is it that makes us vulnerable to the influence of Shaitan al-Ain? It is more or less our nature never to admit to any fault and to attribute always when we do something wrong to somebody else. It is the fault of the man I murdered that I murdered him. It is the fault of the man which I stole from. It is the fault of the husband whose wife I have adulterated with. It's always somebody's fault. Go and ask to a modern psychiatrist. All the trouble which we are in is our child's fault. So if we cannot find anybody else to blame for our evil actions, we blame Shaitan al-Ain. But it doesn't work that way. At the time of the Ottoman Empire in the city of Istanbul, There was a homeless beggar in winter. He had just enough money in his pocket to be able to buy a poppy candy, an opium candy. It used to exist in Turkey. There is a section of Turkey which is called Afyon, which is called opium. They grow opium there, and they don't only refine it as opium, they eat it, they make cakes out of it, they fry eggplants on the opium oil. They're always like that. So in the old days, there were opium candies which you can buy very cheaply. So he had enough money to buy this opium candy to cheer himself up and go and stay in the Turkish hammam, Turkish bath, get away from the cold of the night. So he took the opium candy and he was chewing it. He paid at the door to the Turkish hammam. They gave him a patched thing, a towel which he wrapped around himself. And there was nobody in the hammam. And in the middle of the hammam, right under the dome, there is a raised platform, which is the hottest place. So he went and lay down on it. And soon enough, the door of the hammam opened, and there came in, obviously, a very rich man with 4 attendants holding his arms and holding towels and soaps and behind him. And what the poor man saw, that rich man looked exactly like him. So in any case, they took the rich man to a little private section, which is in the hammam. There are little chambers where you can go if you want to by yourself. And then they left him to sweat, because the custom is you go to a kishar hammam, and for half an hour you sweat, and then they come and rub you and take your dead skin and then soap you, etc. So when the attendants left, the poor man, the beggar, the homeless man, went into that private chamber and looked into this man who looked very much like him. And all of a sudden he sees that the man was lying on the ground dead. He looked at him, and indeed he looked exactly the same way. So he took the silk towel out of him and wrapped it around himself, and he put this patched old towel of his around the man, and he dragged him to the platform where he was lying down, and he came back and sat in its place. And soon enough, there came the attendants. They washed him, and they scrubbed him, and they cleaned him, they massaged him, and then afterwards they got him out and put him a wonderful coat around him and brought him to a private room, and they brought him fruit juice and cakes and tea, and then finally, he's not speaking. He's not speaking. So then they dressed him up and gave him a fur coat. It's winter, and he put his one pocket in his hand and was full of gold. Oh, he's very happy. And so they took him in this fantastic carriage, and they took him to his palace, and they asked him, "Master, would you like to go to the harem?" He said, "No, to the men's section." So he went to the men's section. They brought him food to eat and everything else. Nobody recognizes him. They think he is the rich man. So after eating and drinking, and all of a sudden somebody came in and told him that he was asked to go to the palace to see the Sultan. And could he kindly, immediately, somehow get dressed and go? And of course the man is horrified, and he looks at the window. The window is like this, he can just get out. So he ran out of the window, and they saw him running out, They said, what is happening to this man? They are running after him, he is running. And so there was a nearby mosque. He goes to the mosque, and in the basement of the mosque, there is a section where they wash the dead and would wrap him up and put him in the coffins. There is a place where there are many coffins. So he goes and hides himself in an empty coffin. And they couldn't find him, and they go away. But all of a sudden, in the other coffin, there are bandits who have been hiding there too. They get up and they see him that he's not one of them. And this time the bandits are chasing him with swords in their hand. So he runs around the mosque and finds the door of the minaret, and he climbs up the steps of the minaret, and he's at the balcony of the minaret, and the bandits are coming to kill him. There is no other solution except to throw himself down from the minaret. He throws down in the minaret, screaming. He opens his eyes. He had just fallen asleep, and he has dreamt all this, and he has just fallen out from the platform on which he was lying down. And of course, the owner of the bath came in with all this screaming and shouting. They threw him away. This is what waswasa is. This is when the beggar dreams that he is a king. When the stupid dreams that he is wise. When the weak dreams that he is strong. When the old dreams that he is young. In short, when we do not see the reality of the thing, and instead of abiding with the reality of who we are and what the situation is, and we start dreaming that the situation is other than what it is, and we are other than it is, and we are not satisfied with what we have, because we are arrogant and we think that we deserve better, so we imagine that we are better, we imagine that what we deserve better, and that we may even hope to get better than what we have. When Martin Luther King, who I respect very much, gave that big speech and said, I have a dream. Well, you can dream as much as you want to. Look, what is the state of the black Americans today? Not really much better than instead of being killed by the Ku Klux Klan, now they are being killed by the policemen. Dreams do not help. Reality helps. So when we are open to the suggestion of the shaitan, the la'in, is when we are in the state of waswasa, which is an imagination of unreality, which we think, we hope, we dream to be in instead of being in the state in which we are. Instead of showing tawakkul and riza of the situation in which we are, we dream to be a king when we are a pauper. And that is when Shaitan comes to help us. And remember one more thing. When Allah Ta'ala kicked out the Shaitan al-La'in from his mercy, Jibreel alayhi salam cried. And Allah Ta'ala said, Ya Jibreel, why are you crying? Are you sad that I am kicking out Iblis from the Jannah? No, Ya Rab, he said, no. I am crying for myself, said he. I am crying that it would happen to me too. Who are we? Just because we come to the Friday prayer, just because we make our prayers 5 times a day, just because we fast during the Ramadan, just because we are called Hassan, Hussein, Ali or Muhammad, and that we are Muslims, that our end is secure. Where and fear our end. If Jibreel alayhi salam would think that what has happened to Shaitan al-La'in could happen to him, who are we to be sure of our tomorrow? Ya Rabbi, have mercy on us. Ya Rabbi, have mercy on us. Take away from that horrible sin which is in all and every one of us, that we are thinking that we are better Muslims than the others. The sin of ujub, the worst kind of kibir, much worse than thinking you are more intelligent or you are stronger and you are more knowledgeable and or you are more rich than everybody else. But just the idea that I am a better Muslim, I am a better mu'min than others. Ya Rabbi, have mercy over us. Ya Rabbi, show us what we really are. Ya Rabbi, show us what the real reality is. Ameen. بحرمة سيد المرسلين طه ياسين. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, who has brought us into this beautiful form of shape of a human being from a drop of dirty water. Ya Rabbi, we were nude, you dressed us. We were hungry, you fed us. You have given us 2 servants all through our lives, devoted to us, namely our parents. That before we even know what we need, you have always given it to us. But your greatest gift, Ya Rab, that you have blessed us with Iman, Alhamdulillah, that you have blessed us with Islam, Alhamdulillah, that you have blessed us with Ihsan, Alhamdulillah. And Ya Rab, you have given us as our example our Prophet, our Murshid, our Protector, and our Intercessor, your beloved, the one whose soul you have created first, the greatest of all your creation, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And for all those gifts, Ya Rab, we have not been able to thank you. Ya Rab, have mercy on us. Teach us thankfulness and count us amongst your thankful servants. And Ya Rab, you test us sometimes to see our Iman, our faith in you, to see our obedience to you, to see if we love you, not that you know not, so that we know ourselves. And you never test us about our forbearance. You test us with little pain, little sickness, little hunger, little poverty. You test us, taking away from things which we think are ours, but in reality all is yours. And Ya Rab, although you praise patience in your book, you say it is the key to success, it is the key to paradise. Ya Rab, we never show patience. O the merciful, the most merciful, O the Ghani, O the Kareem, O the most generous, Ya Rab, bless us with the knowledge of accepting fault and becoming patient, and teach us patience and count us amongst your patient servants. Ya Wahid, Ya Ahad, you say hold on to the rope of Islam and do not separate yourself from each other. Your Prophet says in his last sermon that know that all Muslims are brothers to Muslims and that you are one single nation. Ya Rabbi, once we were all together, but now 1.5 billion of us, we are like a broken mirror, all fallen on the ground, broken. Loving each other. Your beloved said, if we do not love each other for your sake, our iman is impossible. Ya Rab, we hate each other. We kill each other. Have mercy on Ummat Muhammad. Ya Rabbi, have mercy on Ummat Muhammad. Bring back those glorious days when we were all together, when we were beautiful and wise, when we know all those things which we have forgotten today, and that the world admired us and copied us and loved us and feared us. Ya Rabbi, bring back the unity to Ummat Muhammad. Ya Rabbi, bring back unity to Ummat Muhammad. Bring back the glory back to Ummat Muhammad. Ameen. بحرمة سيدنا المرسلين صحابة يا رب. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد المغفرة والبلوان وكاتب الأسرار وكرر الجديدان واستكبر الفرقدان وبلغ روحه وأرواحه في بيته من التحيات والسلام وسلم عليه كثيرا صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والأولياء والصالحين وعلى ملائكتك والمقربين وعلى أهل طاعتك أجمعين من أهل السماوات وأهل الأرضين ورضوان الله تعالى على آل رسول الله وأصحابه أجمعين. آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. اللهم احسن وقوفنا بين يديك واسترنا ولا تفضحنا بين خلقك يوم الفاضحة يوم العرض عليك. إن هذا المقام لا ينبغي إلا إليك، نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. اللهم إنا نسألك إيمانا لا يرتد ونعيما لا ينفد قرة عين لا تنقطع صحبة نبيك المصطفى محمد الأعلى. استقيموا استووا اعتدلوا توجهوا إلى الله بقلوبكم واسألوه من رحمته وصلوا صلاة موحدة. Straighten your line, stand up foot to foot and shoulder to shoulder. Do not leave gaps. Face Allah with your hearts and ask Him for His mercy. Ya Allah, الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. ولقد عهدنا إلى آدم من قبل فنسي ولم نجد له عزما وإذ قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا لآدم فسجدوا إلا إبليس أبى فقلنا يا آدم إن هذا عدو لك ولزوجك فلا يخرجنكما من الجنة فتشقى إن لك ألا تجوع فيها ولا تعرى وإنك لا تظمأ فيها ولا تضحى فوسوس إليه الشيطان قال هل أدلك على شجرة الخلد وملك لا يبلى فأكلا منها فبدت لهما سوآتهما وطفقا يخصفان عليهما من ورق الجنة وعصى آدم ربه فغوى ثم اجتباه ربه فتاب عليه وهدى. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا لك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. كل نفس بما كسبت رهينة كل نفس بما كسبت رهينة إلا أصحاب اليمين في جنات يتساءلون عن المجرمين ما سلككم في سقر قالوا لم نك من المصلين ولم نك نطعم وكنا نخوض مع الخائضين وكنا نكذب بيوم الدين حتى أتانا اليقين. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا لك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله.
اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Just a quick announcement. We have flyers on the table at the door. I guess it has to do with the Rockland Clergy for Social Justice for Parents and Friends of East Ramapo. Please pick a flyer and show your support. May Allah bless you. Ameen. Inshallah, we'll make a dua for Sister Sumaya Abdul Hadi. As she's still sick, may Allah Ta'ala give her health. All our sick loved ones. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Wa shafi ukhtina Sumaya ya akram ar-rahimin. ربنا يا شافي يا كافي يا معافي من عليها الصحة والعافية. اللهم اصرف عنها سيء الأوجاع والأسقام والأمراض. لا يصرف سيئه إلا أنت يا أكرم الأكرمين. رب الناس أذهب الباس اشفي أنت الشافي شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم يا والي من ظلم ويا معطي من حرم يا أول بلا نهاية ويا آخر بلا بداية. فرج عن هذه الأمة ما نزل بها من كرب عظيم. اصرف عنا ظلم الظالمين ومكر الماكرين وكيد الكائدين. فرج عن أهلنا في فلسطين والقدس وغزة يا أكرم الأكرمين. وعن أهلنا في سوريا يا حي يا قيوم يا حنان يا منان يا من يدافع عن الذين آمنوا. دافع عن هذه الأمة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم مدنا بالقوة والعافية والصحة التامة الدائمة يا أكرم الأكرمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.